Hello, welcome to the morning news. After the head of the Brazilian chamber, Eduardo Cunha, authorized the initiation of an impeachment process against President Dilma Rousseff, criticism has sparked against him. Intellectuals, social movements, and lawmakers widely criticized what they believe is a move by Cunha based on revenge. Many believe that the corruption case opened against him for his involvement in the Petrobras scandal sparked his fury against the president. Cunha's party, the Brazilian Democratic Movement, still governs in an alliance with Rousseff's Workers' Party. And even if the opposition manages to impeach President Dilma Rousseff, they would not be able to oust her. The leading parties in the Brazilian lower house confirmed that Dilma has the decisive backing of 258 lawmakers, more than the number of votes needed to stop her impeachment. Wagner Freitas, the leader of Brazil's largest workers' union, the Central Union of Workers, announced that his organization would be staging demonstrations in support of Dilma Rousseff. Freitas said that they will defend democracy against the attempts to oust the president. Ecuador's National Assembly held a crucial vote to amend the country's constitution. Opposition lawmakers and activists took to the streets to protest against the main amendment, which implied lifting presidential term limits. The changes were approved by Parliament, and presidential term limits will be lifted after 2021. Hundreds of public workers took to the streets in Mexico to protest against a new pension scheme proposed by President Enrique Peña Nieto. The new scheme would pave the way for the privatization of the state workers' pension system. The bill is now being discussed by the parliament. The detention of former Salvadorian President Francisco Flores has been ordered. Flores is accused of misappropriating $15 million of public funds donated by Taiwan while he was president between 1999 and 2004. Prosecutors say Flores kept $5 million for himself and diverted the other $10 million via Costa Rica to an account of his arena party. Egypt has opened the Rafah border crossing for 2 days to allow stranded Palestinians to leave the country. For more, we go to our correspondent in Gaza, Noor Harizian.
Egyptian media reported Wednesday that Egyptian authorities decided to open the Rafah border crossing at the border with besieged Gaza Strip in both directions Thursday and Friday, allowing the travel of thousands of stranded Palestinians to continue their journey. The Interior Ministry in Gaza Strip said in a statement that Rafah border crossing had been closed for a total of 315 days this year, pointing out that it was exceptionally opened for less than 3 weeks at long intervals only for patients and humanitarian situations. Late on Wednesday, the ministry's official website published the names of the passengers who were approved to travel through the crossing over 2 days to avoid overcrowding at the border point.
I am a patient and I have been waiting for this opportunity for several months. I'm so happy that I will finally be able to travel and get treatment, but at the same time I think of those who are left behind. 2 days of opening the border will not allow all the registered people to travel.
About 25,000 Palestinians, including 4,000 patients, are stranded in Gaza Strip waiting for their turn to travel through the crossing, Gaza's only getaway to the outside world with no Israeli control, which has been closed for more than 100 days since it was last opened. Noor Harizian, teleSUR TV, Gaza.
An explosion in Egypt's capital of Cairo left 16 people dead. A Molotov cocktail sparked a fire in a local nightclub, which became uncontrollable. Conflicting versions on the motive of the attack are still being investigated, but terrorism has been discarded. The British Air Force joined the US-led coalition air campaign in Syria on Thursday, shortly after the House of Commons approved a bill allowing the strikes. With reactions on this, we go to our correspondent in Damascus, Hassan Abdallah.
The British Ministry of Defence has confirmed that 4 tornado jets carried out their first offensive operations over Syria and then returned safely to the British military base in Cyprus. The airstrikes came just hours after the British Parliament approved by a large majority the government's decision to expand the British rise on ISIS terrorists to include Syria.
The United States, and behind them Britain, France, and Germany, are trying to increase their military role in the region under the pretext of fighting terror. But in reality, it's a response to the progress that Russia and the Syrian army have made in the last 2 months.
Damascus, which has called on all countries to create an effective coalition against terrorism, which has been attacking Syria for 5 years, has not responded directly. But it is still determined that any alliance or any military action waged over its territory must have the approval and full coordination with the Syrian government. Otherwise, such acts will remain a breach of sovereignty.
In any case, we believe that the principle must be the primary goal of any operation against terrorism should be to target the terrorists of ISIS, which is a real danger in the world. And the operations must be carried out together with the Syrian Arab Army and Russia, in coordination with the Syrian government.
On the ground, the Syrian army is still making progress on many fronts, supported by the Russian aircrafts. It has seized control of many areas in the south of Aleppo province, in north, and in Latakia province in the west, and in areas adjacent to the Turkish border. It is a clear message that the last word on the ground will be in the hands of the Syrian army. Hazem Abdullah, teleSUR, Syria.
And the German parliament has approved some military support to the U.S.-led coalition fighting against the Islamic State in Syria. The vote will now authorize the government to deploy 1,200 soldiers to fight in the Arab nation together with tornado jets and naval support. This is the largest operation launched by Germany abroad in years. Spain's electoral campaign kicked off. The people will hold general elections on December the 20th. The poll is expected to show the rise of left-wing Podemos party. Spaniards are disappointed of traditional politicians. Spain features one of Europe's highest unemployment rates, despite a set of austerity measures implemented by Mariano Rajoy's government. China make a groundbreaking pledge of $60 billion in cooperation for Africa. President Xi Jinping made the startling announcement during the Africa-China Cooperation Summit currently underway in South Africa. The money would go for infrastructure projects. The head of Brazil's Football Confederation has been placed on leave. Marco Polo do Nero was placed on leave by the CBF itself after U.S. authorities indicted him as part of an ongoing investigation on corruption in FIFA, the world's football governing body. And Thailand conducted a massive parade in the capital of Bangkok as part of birthday celebrations for Kim Bhumibol, the country's longest-running head of state. Kim Bhumibol has spent most of the last 6 years in hospital and is currently being treated for water on the brain, a blood infection, as well as lung inflammation. He will turn 88 this weekend. More on these on our website, telesurtv.net/English. Thank you for watching and have a good day.